Lion Guard. Defenders of the Pride Lands. Protectors of the Circle of Life. For seasons, we've watched Kion and his friends face down hyenas, jackals, but what was their single greatest battle? The one moment where everything hung in the balance, where the Pride Lands came dangerously close to falling forever. Today, we're diving deep into the epic showdown that pushed the Lion Guard to their absolute limit. This wasn't just another skirmish. This was war. Let's set the stage. The Pride Lands had been enjoying a period of relative peace. Kion, Bunga, Fuli, Beshte, and Ono had grown into their roles, becoming a seamless unit of heroes. They had faced Scar's spirit and his army of outlanders, but that conflict had been a long, drawn-out campaign. The battle we're talking about was different. It was a sudden, overwhelming assault, a strategic masterstroke orchestrated by a foe far more cunning than anyone had anticipated. This was the Battle of the Great Ravine, an event that S often overlooked, but was arguably the most critical moment in the Lion Guard's history. The orchestrator of this chaos was none other than Zira's vengeful and brilliant daughter, Vitani, but not in the way you might think. Before she challenged Kion for leadership, there was another plot, a secret invasion, gathering a coalition of resentful outlanders who had been scattered after Zira's fall. She planned a multi-pronged attack designed to split the Lion Guard and overwhelm Pride Rock itself. This wasn't about brute force. It was about strategy. The attack began at dusk, a time when visibility is low and the day shift animals are heading home. The first wave wasn't an army. It was a distraction. A massive fire was started in the northern grasslands, drawing the attention of the Guard and other Pridelanders. Kion, seeing the smoke, immediately led his team to contain the blaze. This was exactly what the enemy wanted. While the Guard was busy fighting the fire, the real invasion force began to move. 3 separate armies advanced from the east, west, and south, all converging on the Great Ravine, which was the final natural barrier before Pride Rock. The eastern force consisted of a large pack of jackals, known for their speed and chaotic tactics. To the west, a formidable group of crocodiles, led by the ruthless Kiburi, emerged from the river, their goal to secure the river crossings. And from the south, the most dangerous contingent, a united front of hyenas, not Giente's clan, but a more disciplined and battle-hardened group loyal to the old regime. Back at the fire, Ono, with his keen sight, was the first to notice something was terribly wrong. He saw the dust clouds rising from 3 different directions. The fire was a decoy. He quickly alerted Kion, who had to make an impossible choice: abandon the fire and risk it spreading, or let the invading armies advance on a defenseless Pride Rock. This is where Kion's growth as a leader truly shines. He didn't panic. Delegated. Best, Bunga. You stay here with the elephants and put out this fire. We need that path clear. Fuliono, you're with me. We have to stop them at the ravine. Kion's orders were clear and decisive. The team split up, already at a disadvantage. Kion, Fuli, and Ono raced towards the Great Ravine, knowing they were catastrophically outnumbered. They were 3 heroes against 3 armies. When they arrived, the scene was daunting. The jackals were already pouring into the ravine from one side, while the crocs were securing the other. The hyenas were holding back, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. Fuli, the fastest, took on the jackals. She became a yellow blur, weaving through their ranks, creating confusion and breaking their charge. Her speed was their only hope against such overwhelming numbers. Ono, from the sky, acted as the battle commander, calling out enemy movements and directing Fuli to the biggest threats. He was the eyes of the operation, preventing them from being encircled. Meanwhile, Kion faced the crocodiles. He couldn't fight them all, so he had to be smart. He used the roar of the elders, but not as a blunt weapon. He aimed it strategically at the cliffside, causing a rock slide that blocked the main path for the crocs, forcing them into a bottleneck. It was a risky move that could have backfired, but it bought them precious time. However, using the roar took its toll, leaving Kion momentarily weakened. This was the moment the hyenas were waiting for. With Kion tired and Fuli and Ono occupied, their leader gave the signal to charge. They surged forward, aiming for the gap in the defense. It seemed like all was lost. Pride Rock was just beyond the ridge, but they had forgotten about Besht and Bunga. Having successfully extinguished the fire with the help of the elephant herd, Besht and Bunga heard the sounds of battle and came charging in. Besht, the strongest in the Pride Lands, slammed into the hyena flank with the force of a landslide, shouting. To end, he created a living wall, holding back the tide of claws and teeth, and Bunga, fearless as ever, jumped right into the middle of the enemy commanders, causing utter chaos with his stink and unpredictable antics. His Zuka's war cry echoed through the ravine as he single-handedly disrupted their chain of command. The tide of the battle turned. The enemy's coordinated attack had fallen apart. The jackals, scattered by Fuli, began to retreat. The crocodiles, blocked by the rock slide, and seeing their allies falter, slipped back into the river. The hyenas, caught between Besht's strength and Bunga's chaos, broke and fled. As the dust settled, the Lion Guard stood victorious, bruised and exhausted, but unbroken. They had faced an army and won. Simba and Nala arrived with the lionesses, having been alerted by Zazu, ready to defend Pride Rock to the last. But when they got to the ravine, the fight was already over. They saw not just the Lion Guard, but a coalition of Pride Landers who had helped. Elephants, Gallegos, and others had joined the fray once the fire was out. Inspired by the Guard's courage, it was a testament to the fact that the circle of life is strongest when everyone works together. This battle was so significant because it wasn't just about winning a fight. It was a test of Kion's leadership under extreme pressure. He proved he could command, delegate, and strategize beyond simply using the roar. It was a test of the team's trust in each other, even when they were separated and facing impossible odds. Each member played their part to perfection. Fuli's speed, Besht's strength, Uno's sight, and Bunga's bravery were all pushed to their limits and proved essential. More than that, it solidified their legend. The story of the Battle of the Great Ravine spread throughout the Pride Lands and beyond. It sent a clear message to anyone who would threaten the circle of life. The Lion Guard is more than just 5 individuals. They are a symbol of unity, and behind them stands all the animals of the Pride Lands, ready to defend their home. It was the night the Pride Lands almost fell, but it became the night the Lion Guard shone its brightest. It was their greatest battle, not because of the size of the enemy, but because of the size of the heart they showed in defending their home. So next time you rewatch the Lion Guard, remember the Battle of the Great Ravine. It's a powerful reminder that true strength isn't just about power. It's about strategy, trust, and the courage to stand together against the darkness. What do you think? Was this their greatest battle? Or do you have another one in mind? Let me know in the comments below. We love diving into these epic moments with you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into your favorite animated worlds. Until next time, long live the Guard.